Let's take a look at this problem. We got x squared e to the y minus 8x plus y squared equal to 0. And we want to find dy dx implicitly. So we'll take the derivative of everything we're sitting. So I'll take the derivative of x squared e to the y plus the derivative with respect to x of negative 8x plus the derivative with respect to x of y squared equals the derivative with respect to x of 0. Now our first one here is the product rule. We got something times something else. So this will be p and this will be q. I need p prime. The derivative of x squared is 2x. I also need q prime. The derivative of e to the y is e to the y. But since we're taking the derivative with respect to x and it's really y, we have to put on a y prime. Okay, so our product rule is p prime q plus p q prime. So p prime is 2x times q, which is e to the y, plus p, which is x squared, times q prime, which is e to the y prime. Okay, let me double check myself here. P prime q plus p q prime. Okay. The derivative of negative 8x is negative 8. The derivative of y squared is 2y, but since it's we're taking with respect to x and it's really a y, we have to throw on a y prime. And derivative is 0 is 0. Okay, well, I'm trying to solve for y prime. So now I'm going to get everything with y prime on one side, everything else on the other. So I'm going to take this negative 8, I move it to the right side. Now I'll take this 2x e to the y and move it to the right side. That leaves us x squared e to the y prime plus 2y y prime. And anytime you take anything across your equals, your sign changes. So negative 8 becomes a positive 8, and the positive 2x e to the y becomes a negative 2x e to the y. So everything with y primes on the left side, and everything else is over on the other side. We want to factor out a y prime. So factor out a y prime, and that gives us x squared e to the y plus 2y equals 8 minus 2x e to the y. Trying to get y prime by itself, so I'm going to divide both sides by what's behind my y prime. And it looks like I screwed that up. That should be an e. Okay, let me double check myself on that. Okay, that looks right. So we divide both sides by x squared e to y plus 2y. There we go. Divide this side by that. And we'll divide the other side by it. Let's go do it again. Well, when we do that, this cancels with this. And y prime, dy dx, is equal to 8 minus 2x e to the y over x squared e to the y plus 2y. I'm happy with that answer right there. So if you want to stop there, that's fine. But if we go back to our original problem, we had x squared e to the y minus 8x plus y squared is equal to 0. We could solve this for e to the y. So I'm going to take both of these, move them over to the right side. So we got x squared e to the y is equal to 8x minus y squared. Again, you take anything across your equals, your sign changes. The negative 8x becomes a positive 8x. The positive y squared becomes a negative y squared. Then divide both sides by x squared, and we got e to the y is equal to 8x minus y squared over x squared. Okay, now we could go back to the answer we just found And we could replace the e to the y with this. So we would have 8 minus 2x times 8x. Boy, let's try that again. Let's scroll up. Maybe my writing's bad because of the position. I'm just guessing. I don't know. So we got 8 minus 2x times e to the y, and e to the y was 8x minus y squared over x squared, all over x squared times e to the y, which we just said was 8x minus y squared over x squared, plus 2y. Okay, now that's going to give us 8 minus, this x cancels with one of these x's, so that's gone, and that leaves me a single x down here. So 8 minus, and then inside of, or 2, and then inside of parentheses I got 8x minus y squared over x, all over, these x squareds just cancel, so that gives us 8x minus y squared plus 2y. Well, I can multiply the 2 through, so, and a negative, if I wanted to, but before I do that, I'm going to go ahead and multiply everything by x to get rid of this x. And let me just double check myself here. I've already made a couple of mistakes this morning. I think I'm tired. That's my excuse anyway, instead of being senile. Okay, so I'm going to multiply everything by x. So I'll take x times 8 minus 2 times 8x minus y squared over x. So I'm multiplying it by x there too. And down below, I'll take x times 8x minus x times y squared plus x times 2y. Well, up on top, that gives us 8x. These x's cancel here, so I got the minus 2, and I'll go ahead and multiply it through. Negative 2 times 8x is negative 16x. Negative 2 times negative y squared gives you a positive 2y squared over x times 8x is 8x squared minus xy squared plus 2xy. So then that becomes, up on top, 8x minus 16x is negative 8x plus 2y squared over 8x squared minus x y squared plus 2xy. Assuming I didn't make any basic algebra mistakes, which is questionable this morning. Let me go up and double check myself. Okay. I got this. I'm replacing e to the y with this. 8x minus y squared over x squared. And down here, I'm doing the same thing. 8x minus y squared over x squared plus 2y. Okay, so that x cancels one of these x's. So we get 8 minus 2, 8x minus y over y squared. Those cancel. 8x minus y squared plus 2y. Multiply everything by x. That's 8x. This would be negative 16x plus 2y squared. And down there, that becomes 8x squared minus xy squared plus 2xy. Combine those together. It looks good. I could try to factor these, but it wouldn't go anywhere. So that's our alternative answer. But for my class, I'm happy with this answer right here.